what does it mean to be English? This seems to be a very confusing matter for many on the left at the minute. And just in case anybody is wondering, I am actually a centrist. Right. The reason I've not made this video up until now is because I don't really like the things that the ethno-nationalists, you know, the actual far right, say. And this is a sort of argument that they would be able to utilise. But at the end of the day, I'm on the side of facts. I will always try to speak the truth at every possible juncture or junction, whatever. And I don't really care if people use information for their political argument. The truth is the truth, right? And it's more important that we English protect our identity, because once it's gone, it's gone. It cannot be returned. It is something that is worth preserving. So I'm going to read something from the internet. This is obviously, I've got AI to summarize it all. However, if you really think I'm wrong, put it down in the comments below and I'll make another video proving you wrong, because this is 100% how it works. This is how it works everywhere else. I'm not sure why in England we have to allow other people to claim our ethnicity without actually being of our ethnic group. So, here we go. The English are considered an ethnic group distinct from their British nationality, with a shared ancestry, history and culture rooted in the Anglo-Saxons and Celtic Britons who founded England. The UK census even includes English as a recognised ethnic category under the broader white group, acknowledging English identity as distinct from being British. Key aspects of English ethnicity. Shared ancestry. The English people largely descend from West Germanic tribes, Angles, Saxons and Jutes, and the indigenous Celtic Britons, who merged and were collectively known as Anglo-Saxons. Common history. They share a common history beginning with the Anglo-Saxon settlement of Britain after the Roman departure and subsequent founding of the Kingdom of England. Distinct culture. The English have a unique culture, language, though not exclusively, and identity that distinguishes them from other groups within the United Kingdom. Census recognition. In censuses for England and Wales, the category English, Welsh, Scottish, Northern Irish or British is listed under the white ethnic group, recognising English people as a distinct ethnic category. Distinction from nationality. While English is also a nationality, it functions distinctly as an ethnic identity. People can identify as English for cultural or ethnic reasons, independent of their legal or British nationality. So as you see, while there is potential for some grey area, it's best understood that nationality descends from culture. I've got that mixed up. It's best understood that ethnicity descends from culture, and culture descends from heritage, the heritage that our Anglo-Saxon and Celtic brethren left us. So if you are not part of that ancestry, that heritage, that culture, you are not English. So Suella Braverman is not English. Rishi Sunak is not English. These people have ancestry that comes from elsewhere, and they were born in the UK, which makes them British. Yes, because that is a nationality, but that is not their ethnicity. Just as if I was born in Sri Lanka, I wouldn't be part of the Tamil ethnic group. If I was born in China, I wouldn't be part of the Han Chinese ethnic group. And these are important things to remember. The ethnicity comes from the nation of England, because the Kingdom of England obviously was then joined with the Kingdom of Scotland, and then I forgot when the Acts of Union was it like 1802, became the country of the United Kingdom. So the country of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is made of 4 nations, because the concept of a country didn't exist until the French Revolution and subsequently the American Revolution. So technically speaking, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland have never been countries. We do recognise them as countries, but countries usually have their own sort of sovereignty, which English do not. The English do not have their own Prime Minister, an English Prime Minister who represents them on the international stage. So there is obviously, like I say, there is some little bit of grey area with this, but largely speaking, it's not that hard to understand that you must have integrated and have bred with English people to be considered English. As I said, Suella Braverman is not English. She has no English ancestry. If Suella Braverman had an English husband and then they had a child, that child would be English because they would have English ancestry. So, for instance, on that delineation thing again, Kurdistan is a nation, but Kurdistan is not a country. And obviously, we can all have opinions whether Kurdistan should be a country or not. That's not the purpose of this video, but it serves as an important reminder why the concept of nation is not the same as the concept of country. Just as the concept of ethnicity, which is tied to nation, is not the same as nationality, which is tied to country. So, because this is extremely frustrating, and somebody today was calling me far right for saying this stuff, but that's the facts. I've read it off the internet. Not as if you should believe everything you read on the internet, but obviously with Gemini, it has consulted about 5 different sources to be able to get this information. And if you really want, I'll put the sources in the link in the description. But it's completely absurd to believe that people who are just born here are English. They're not. Right? If I was born in the Philippines, in say Cebu, I still wouldn't be Bisaya. That is their ethnic group, the Bisayas. I am not Bisaya. Even if subsequently, if I was born there, I wouldn't be Bisaya. I would be an Englishman with Filipino citizenship if I was born there, which obviously I'm not. But the point stands. And I find it weird that being British isn't good enough for some of these people. They want to try and steal our ethnicity. Why? Why are you trying to steal our ethnicity? And I know why. It's obviously the uniparty, the swamp, the elites are trying to damage all the Western countries. For some, I say for some bizarre reason. I'll not get too much into the, maybe the tinfoil hat stuff, but it's pretty obvious why all this is occurring at the minute. People trying to erode away our identity, so then we can't defend ourselves, because a nation who doesn't know their identity cannot defend themselves. This is why the Nazis went and stole art and all sorts from places that they conquered to rob the people of their identity. So maybe this video hasn't been as long as I thought. Actually, I thought I'd be able to rant for a bit longer on this, but it's just not that. It's not a complicated issue. It's really not so difficult to understand. And I think most people in other countries who've lived their entire lives, like when I've spoke to the Filipinos in the past, they get it. They would think it would be absurd for me to claim to be Bisaya or Tagalog. Absolutely makes no sense. They would be proud to call me a Filipino if I was born there, obviously. But they still wouldn't allow me to steal their ethnicity and their culture. So yeah, to be English, you must have mixed with the English people, have adopted their culture. You can retain some of your own culture, obviously, just as the Jamaicans have. I think the Jamaicans represent a very good example of this. Like, many of the people of Jamaican descent now consider themselves English, and we consider them English because they have integrated largely. You don't really see Jamaican enclaves in the United Kingdom like you do some of the other nationalities. So, if you come from Pakistan and your wife is from Pakistan and you have children, those children are not English. That's just how it works. If I have a wife and we go to Pakistan my children are still not Urdu or whatever the ethnicity is in Pakistan. I'm not 100% sure. Like, obviously, I'm not a deity. I can't know everything, but I feel like I'm labouring the point now a little bit. So, try and leave this one here. Let me know if you think I'm wrong in the comments, and I'll make another video explaining why you're wrong, because this is not a hard concept to understand. But I'll see you in the next one. My next video should hopefully be my ghost stories. That's what I'll be editing when I get back home while this video uploads. And I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.